into order, and we'll try and do the normal scrambled Pledge of Allegiance. So I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation, under
God,
God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That was one of our better ones.
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
So we know who the culprit is.
we can make this happen. So, all right, roll call, please.
How's everybody? All right, Mr. Hamel.
Hamill here in Highland.
Clerk Flowers is here in Highland. Mrs. Frederick.
Frederick here in Highland.
Mrs. Cooper.
Cooper, Highland.
Mr. Howe.
Trustee Howe in Highland.
Mrs. Lewis.
Lewis here in Highland.
And then Mr. Salvia seems to be absent at the moment. See if he joins us.
Well, he'll probably join us when we're done, but either way, that's a surprise thing here. So I'll explain to everybody what's going on. WODA, as you might recall in a previous meeting, we approved a whole packet to become an authority. And so White Lake, Highland, Waterford, and Walled Lake were all supposed to approve the document. And White Lake, Waterford, and Highland approved it, and then Walled Lake kind of surprised us with their attorney wanted to make a change in it before they would agree to it. So the change is extremely simple. There's a clause in there that says there's 30 days, I think it's 60 days or something like that. Kim, where'd Kim go? Is Kim on there? Maybe she's not on here.
Rick, do we need to approve the agenda and all that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Well, this is the reason for the meeting anyways.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
let's move forward on it and then we'll get to that. So approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Support, Cooper.
Okay, moved and supported. Vote, please. Thanks, Judy.
Mr. Howe.
Howe, yes.
Mrs. Cooper.
Cooper, yes.
Mrs. Frederick.
Frederick, yes.
Clerk Flowers votes yes. Mr. Salvia is not here. Mrs. Lewis.
Lewis, yes.
Mr. Hamel.
Mr. Hamill, yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, consent agenda approval.
I would move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Moved and supported.
Howe.
Sorry, Cooper.
Vote, please.
Mrs. Cooper.
Cooper, yes.
Mrs. Frederick.
Frederick, yes.
Clerk Flowers votes yes. Mrs. Lewis.
Lewis, yes.
Mr. Howe.
Howe, yes.
Mr. Hamel.
Hamill, yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, announcements and information. Farmers Market on Saturdays, June 19th through October 9th, 9 to noon. I went by it a couple of times over Saturday, pretty darn busy.
Awesome.
I was very impressed with it. Summer concert series at Veterans Park starts Tuesdays, July 6th and August 10th. And as everybody I should know, the governor gave a all clear, no restrictions. So that's a good thing. Township office will be closed on Monday, July 5th in observance of Independence Day. Okay, now we got public comment. Anybody have any public comment? I don't know how to see all the hands.
I have a question
Sure.
for Tammy, I guess, and I just wondered who's in charge of mowing the cemetery?
We have a sexton.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, is there any way we could get them to use the blower and blow the grass clippings off the graves when they're done?
We could ask. I don't know that that's.
I ride through there a lot and I noticed they're mowing, they did a great job, but they just leave all they just mow and blow everything, and it's a lot of the graves have grass on it. So I just wondered if that, I know the wind eventually will probably blow it off, but I think it looks kind of tacky that if it's able to, I don't know if they have a blower, like a cordless one or something, just go bound, and, clean them off or something. So just something to, if you could ask them, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't imagine that the contract has it in there, so we might not have leverage, but I can.
Okay, well, I can at least ask them. I just think it looks,
Yeah.
maybe nobody else notices that, but I did. So I just, one of those.
I've
things.
seen that.
Okay, well, two of us, so that's good. Thanks.
Any other comment? I see nobody. Okay, so we're gonna move on to new business. Okay, the new business is about the transportation. So essentially what we need to do is, as I was speaking earlier, is we need to do a new amendment to the agreement and also to the articles of incorporation because of the change, and the changes from 60 days to 30 days. So we had it in there. They had to let everybody know 60 days in advance of when somebody wants to terminate, and that would be for anybody. And Walled Lake's attorney said that they would agree to sign if we change that to 30 days. So in order to do that, we went all back and re-vote on it. So Lisa, do we have to vote on both parts of that thing? Is it like a motion for the resolution?
So the resolution itself, paragraph 1 approves the amended interlocal agreement, and paragraph 2
Oh,
authorizes you to sign.
okay.
And then paragraph 3 adopts the articles of incorporation as
Okay.
exhibit B. So as long as you pass the resolution, you're covered.
Right. So I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 21-12 to approve amendment of the interlocal agreement regarding the Western Oakland Transportation Authority for formation of an Act 196 authority and to adopt articles of incorporation.
Support. Lu-
Okay, so-
Beth can have it.
okay.
Oh, thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
Well, does anybody have any questions on this? The reason we're in like a rapid hurry is because we have a July 1st deadline to get together to work with NODA, North Oakland Transportation Authority, to go after a grant that could be as much as $20 million.
How many? How much?
As much as 20 million.
I still didn't hear. 3, you said?
20.
20. Okay, I'm sorry. You cut out. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, cool.
We'll get 20, but if Kim does the magic she seems to do regularly, who knows? I'm not going to discount it. She can do that one. Wow, we need to all go on vacation.
I have a question. When you get a chance, I have a question about something on here.
So, all right. So if there's any other questions on, if not, then what we'll do is
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So obviously you said Walled Lake was the one that had the issue with whatever. Does it seem like Walled Lake's going to be an issue? Or, I mean, did it come out of the blue, or is it something you think that they obviously was it the right thing for them to bring up? I guess that's my question. Are they gonna, is Walled Lake gonna be a tough partner to have with us? Or what do you think? Kim?
Well, I think that my answer on that is that it's not that they've actually been a good partner.
Okay,
But they have a millage, and their millage is coming up.
oh, okay,
So if the millage doesn't pass, then they have to rethink their position.
okay,
Right now, the millage pays for their bus. And if the millage goes away, then the city has to cover that. Now, the problem they might run into is that if they yank that bus, if the voters don't pass that millage and the bus goes away, because they don't want to fund it, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to
right.
be whiz. But it doesn't, it's too bad if it doesn't work out. But I think they would like to be able to do it if they can afford to do it. So it's just a matter of, we're gonna have to keep working with them, but we have other people that are interested in partnering. And I don't know that I had a meeting with Rick Kowal, myself, and Gary Wall, Smart, and the RTA director. And we had a very good discussion that puts us in really good position to be able to have a pretty good interaction with the RTA and hopefully the future of how that whole program goes. They were very interested in what we had to say, very interested in the fact that we are an authority, that it gives a lot more credibility to what we're doing and what NODA is doing. Now, NODA is not an authority at this time, although they do levy a millage. And I want to reiterate, it's not our intention that to do this to levy millages. It's to open the door for broader grants and direct federal.
Who's NODA in North Oakland, I'm assuming, right? Who's in that group?
That's Addison, Orion.
Oh, way up there. Okay.
There's three different communities, and I think Independence Township is looking at maybe joining up with them. We've got South Lyon is interested in WODA, Holly. So we've got a number of other groups, and the conversation we had was superb. I mean, I was like, wow, this is right. This is what we want to do. So we were able to, I think they semi agree that the train thing that everybody keeps talking about, they put that in there that I'm pretty sure they know that's going to be like an atomic bomb to blow it up. So, but I think we've got a pretty good chance at being very active crafters. We'll be able to be a part of the decision making as opposed to being a victim. Which is what everybody's worried about, the RTA. Oh, RTA, we're going to get 5 mills. It's going to kill everybody. That's not going to happen. And then the other side of it is, I'm pretty darn sure that there's 3 township supervisors that aren't going to let that happen, because we'll have the other 12 or 14 supervisors right there with us. So, in the county to boot. So,
okay, well, thanks.
Yep. So that's that. And I guess now what we need to do is vote on this. Unless there's
Right.
other. Right.
Okay, let's vote. Mrs. Frederick,
Frederick, yes.
Clerk Flowers votes yes. Mrs. Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Mr. Howe,
Oh, yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
Cooper, yes.
Mr. Hamel.
Hamel, yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, so the next item.
Here, Supervisor Hamel.
What do they do?
I just want to, before you sign this, make sure that the proposed budget is attached, because this references an attachment that's not in the packet.
Okay.
Just a reminder.
Right. Kim, did you hear that? Yes.
Here.
All right. Well, I'll make sure of that. So the last item for tonight is, if you remember back in March, we voted to spend a little over $34,000 on a tractor from the John Deere dealership. And it turns out that the John Deere dealership in Highland has been sold, and it is being bought by another company called Hudson. And between Hudson and the former D&G and John Deere, everything went into a cluster. So the tractor that we were supposed to get is still sitting out in front of the dealership, and none of the implements were ordered. And we took our check back. I think it was, wasn't it in May, Jenny, I think?
Yes.
And so they have none of the money that we had agreed to. So I called them up last week and canceled it, said, we're no longer going to do it. And they still can't even give us an answer on it. So John Deere dropped the ball. So I went to up to the Rural King there in Heartland, and managed to find a tractor that is actually more horsepower, bigger, and actually has a glass cab with air conditioning and heat, and with the same implements, same engine as the John Deere. The amount would not exceed, I think it comes to like $33,000 and some change. It'd be like $33,558.99. So I just requested it not to exceed 34,000. But right off, there's some implements that would have to be ordered, and so we have I can pick the tractor up tomorrow, provided we approve it. And the amount would be $29,858.99. I already purchased a brush hog for it last Friday because MDOT was on my case about getting the grass mowed and the Monarch Mile, and my personal brush hog failed, so I couldn't use that. So I just went ahead and bought one that we had already ordered from John Deere, but didn't have. So the only thing left would be the snow blade that would go on the front end loader. That would be $3,400. The brush hog was $1,300, which was $500 less than John Deere's. So all in all, it came out cheaper, bigger tractor, enclosed, winterized, and air filters so that you don't have to inhale dust, pollen, and other things. And automatic transmission, so just about anybody can drive it. So free.
Lisa has a question.
Yes, Lisa.
I just would like to take a look at whatever contract you signed with John Deere and maybe send them some formal termination notice if that's an option under the contract, because I'd hate for them to come back to you in a year and say, it's ready, you signed a contract, you have to buy it.
Yeah, we didn't actually sign a contract. We signed a
Okay,
purchase order, so
okay,
no contract. And like I said, they gave us our check back. So
okay.
give them the check and they gave it back. So phooey dooey. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but in reality, I think we're maybe even better off, because if you're going to do snow plowing and stuff in the winter, the pathways, we need to have somebody's going to either have to bucket up and wear the full Carhartts or ride in air conditioned comfort. So this is a better deal. So anyways, that's where we're at. I just need permission to change directions and make
Can I
this.
make a comment real quick? Just to clarify, I wasn't sure from the way it was explained if everybody understood. The 28 or 29,000 that he mentioned was just for the tractor only, and then the implements added on to that will come up to the 34,000.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one implement that's included in that 29,000. That's a pallet fork, set of forks. So if we need to unload a truck, we can unload a truck.
Wow.
So
Nice.
I like to say it's too bad we couldn't go local, but when you can't go local, I mean, you're pretty local going to Heartland. So, I mean, obviously like to give them business in Highland, but
Mhm.
if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? So good job.
all right. So I guess
I would move to adjust the tractor purchase to Rural King and not to exceed $34,000, and give the supervisor permission to purchase that.
Support how?
appreciate it. All right. Vote, please.
All right. Clerk Flowers votes yes. Mrs. Lewis,
Lewis, yes.
Mr. Howe,
How, yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
Cooper, yes.
Mrs. Frederick,
Frederick, yes.
Mr. Hamel.
Mr. Hamel, yes.
Motion carries.
All right, so after you get out of the hospital, free tractor rides.
Here we go.
It's a chance to do it, so.
Mr. Hamel, before we adjourn, can I say something that's totally unrelated?
Sure.
I see Mr. Worthman is on our meeting tonight, and he has a special birthday coming up this weekend, and I would just like to publicly thank him for everything he does for the township. He's a great addition to our community roundtable, and he MCs our parades, and I think the Christmas tree lighting too, if I'm not mistaken. And we just wish you a very happy birthday and many more years ahead.
Here, here.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, Peter.
Well, thank you. Can you folks hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
Nice
thank
picture,
you
Peter.
very, very much. I appreciate those kind words. And the good news about my birthday is that every day I wake up and I'm on top of the turf. And there we go. And thank you, Judy, especially with working with you on CRT and the parade. And I spoke to Joe Salvia, and hopefully we'll have the Memorial Day parade again next year, and I can dress up in revolutionary garb.
Right.
Thank you.
Just always a lot of fun to work with, Peter. We really appreciate it.
You're a tremendous asset to this community, and I
Yes, he is.
appreciate our friendship and all the things that the great ideas that you've stuck in my head. So stuck in
Good stuff.
funny ones. Too. So all right, thank you.
I'd like to say something too, real quick. I want to thank Rick. Been riding my bike, and a couple of times I stopped over, and when I think he was having a lot of fun doing it, but he was clearing the dirt for community sharing, and the amount of work that went into that, the amount of dirt that was moved. So I went over after you were done and looked at it. And I don't think most people in the township realize how lucky we are to have you and how much money you've saved this township by all your skill set. I mean, it's amazing. And I think people need to realize the amount of money you've saved us and our township. And you could have had that, we could have bid that out and had some company do it. I'm sure what it cost. I don't even know what the cost would have been. And I just know it's amazing what you do. I think you're having fun with your big Tonka truck, but I think it's pretty amazing. You were telling me what you were doing, and I was very impressed. And I've been over there a couple of times since, and dude, you moved a lot of dirt and you saved us a lot of money. So I just want to say thank you on all you've done. There's so many things you've done that people don't even have an idea. Most of you probably didn't know you even moved that dirt. I mean, you probably see it's done. They go, wow, that's great. So don't realize that the supervisor's out there. And I think it's impressive that you're out of the office, you're doing things for the community and saving us a ton of money. And I'm very proud to have you as our supervisor and working with you. And we've been doing this together for the same amount of time. And I wish I had any skill sets like you have. It's pretty amazing. I was telling him how to, who could drive that thing? Well, I'll teach you. I said, I don't think so. So, but thank you very much for that. I think you've done a great job. And I think people, they don't realize, but we that know what you do. And I think it's important that you know that. And, people don't. I know he said one guy was on, you should be at your desk all the time, and they don't get it. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's too bad for them. They don't get it. And, it's a job that, you're out and about doing lots of things for the community, which is very important. So thanks.
Thank you, Rick.
Mhm.
Yesterday, Don Marsh gave me a call, or yesterday or whatever day it was there. He goes, so what else do you do? I says, what do you mean? He says, well, I saw you out there mowing. And I said, well, I kind of got myself in hot water with MDOT because I promised them we have a contract, and I said we needed to get it done, and I said that I would take care of it. So I committed myself to it. So got her done. and
Awesome.
it's good. But I like doing that kind of stuff. But I will give you an idea of for community sharing. If anybody drives back and takes a look at that, the work that was done there, if you were to hire somebody out to do that, would be between $120,000 and $180,000. And they have $25,000 invested in it. So
Amazing.
that's
Awesome.
you leverage what resources and tools you have, and I consider myself a tool of the township. And that's why I do those things. So it's the same thing with that playground. That'd be $1 million project, but we're gonna make sure that thing comes in at under 400,000. And we won't do or die. Hopefully I'm not gonna die on this thing. But it's been interesting because now I got my fingers in so many things that it is making it hard. So, but it's great. And I did promise Mike O'Leary that I would not get as involved in the building project as I have been in everything else. So he was happy. So thank you, Brian. I really appreciate that.
No, you're welcome. You deserve it.
On behalf of community sharing, thank you.
You're welcome.
We could keep our goal under $1 million because of you.
Thank you.
Nice.
You're gonna do better than that.
Yeah,
We're gonna keep finding ways. So
awesome.
it'll be good. So all right. Anybody else have any comments? And we can everybody go.
No.
All right. On that note, meeting's adjourned, and thanks again, Brian. It makes
Oh, you're very welcome. Of course.
Mhm.
good. All right. Have a good evening, and I'll see everybody when I get back from my little vacation and here on that.
Oh,
I'll be thinking about what I'm missing. Probably drive myself nuts wondering about email and all that other crap. I'll try.
Yeah, it'll be there when you get back.
Yeah, you just
Take
need to
care of
heal and
you.
take care of yourself. Yeah.
yeah. Good luck with your surgery, Rick.
Thank
Everything goes well, Rick.
Yeah, we'll be thinking about you.
you. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Night, everyone.